Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
And I think when we start having to talk about the differences between sexual assault and sexual harassment and unwanted groping, we're having the wrong conversation.
Senator Al Franken says he'll make an announcement tomorrow as he faces intense pressure from his own party to resign. This after a group of Democratic senators began the call for Franken's resignation following another allegation of sexual misconduct. That group includes the U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp from North Dakota. Heitkamp tweeted this morning saying, quote, "We must commit to zero tolerance," adding that people in their positions must hold themselves to a higher standard. Mola Lengi has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Enough is enough.
Senator Kristen Gillibrand was one of dozens of Democratic lawmakers who called on Senator Al Franken to step aside in the wake of sexual misconduct allegations.
I do not feel that he should continue to serve.
The loss of support among Franken's colleagues follows a new allegation. A former congressional aide told Politico that Franken tried to forcibly kiss her after a taping of his radio show in 2006. Franken said in a statement, the accusation is categorically not true.
It would be better for the country for him to offer that clear message that he values women, that we value women, and that this kind of behavior is not acceptable.
Franken already faces a Senate ethics investigation after several women came forward last month, accusing him of groping and inappropriate behavior. Franken apologized for his behavior, but disputed some of the stories.
I know there are no magic words that I can say to regain your trust, and I know that's going to take time.
But time may have run out. Franken plans to make an announcement tomorrow. Mola Lengi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is Franken's Minnesota colleague, did not call for his resignation. She released a statement saying she spoke with Senator Franken this morning, and as reported, he will make an announcement tomorrow morning. DNC Chair Tom Perez also called on Franken to resign. We'll have a crew in Washington, D.C. during the announcement, and we'll bring you full coverage. We are so close to getting warmer temps, but we've got to get through some wintry conditions first. Hutch, some blowing snow and icy roads still a concern?
Yes, that's the main concern as we continue to see winds gusting over 20 miles per hour throughout the valley. A beautiful sunset, though, in the making as we turn the page from cloudy weather through much of the day to some breaks in those clouds. Here is a look at those wind speeds as we take a look across the region, gusting to 21 in Valley City and 29 in Wahpeton, 35 miles per hour, the gusty winds through Sisseton, and it remains windy as well in northwest Minnesota. Wind chills there already 10 to 15 degrees below zero. Bundle up. Single-digit wind speeds, or excuse me, wind chills elsewhere. As we see skies clearing from west to east tonight, it does look chilly. Your planner shows temperatures in the single digits by bedtime tonight. Notice the wind speed there, Andrea, begins to decrease as we head through the overnight. So we may get a little bit of a break from the wind, and I'll have details on a little bit of a warm-up as well here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
One of the two people accused in the murder of Savannah Greywind will likely go on trial this spring. William Haines is facing charges of conspiracy to commit murder and kidnapping in connection with Greywind's death. In court today, Haines asked the judge to set a trial date sometime after March of next year. The courtroom was packed with Greywind's family and friends. They left immediately after the very brief court session. In addition to the felony charges, Haines is also charged with providing false information to law enforcement. That's a misdemeanor. The other person charged in the case, Brooke Cruz, is expected to plead guilty to the same charges on Monday. Greywind was 8 months pregnant when she disappeared from her North Fargo apartment on August 19th. The baby was found alive in a neighboring apartment where Cruz and Haines lived. And another high-profile court case in Fargo is being delayed. This one involves a fight in downtown Fargo. Darren Patterson is charged with manslaughter and aggravated assault in a fight outside a bar in May. Patterson was scheduled for a dispositional conference this morning as well, but that is being rescheduled.
If there are any questions about the motivation for my retirement, it's simply this. It's time. I'd like to spend more time with my family, and I suspect my wife Charlene will just start traveling without me if I don't retire soon.
That lighthearted announcement from West Fargo's superintendent comes just days after another district leader made his statement for retirement. Is it a coincidence that Superintendent Dr. David Flowers joins Sheriff Paul Laney and Fargo Schools Superintendent Jeff Schatz, who also announced their retirements over the past few days? Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood was there at the press conference to ask. Christine?
Andrea, the resounding answer from "it's time" from all of the leaders seems to be just that. In fact, he was quite emotional when speaking about his time with the district, but insists that there was no ulterior motivation for his resignation.
Nothing sinister or nothing with my health or anything of that nature that is contributing to this, other than that just 45 years as an educator and 20 as a superintendent. It's just time to rest a little bit and maybe consider some other opportunities.
Dr. Flowers says he will finish out the school year with his last day as superintendent on June 30th of 2018. He says he's proud of all that has been accomplished, including the booming growth in the district. Once the board accepts his resignation on December 11th, the search for his replacement will begin. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Christine. Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, we ask the superintendent if there's a possibility of a merger of the West Fargo and Fargo school districts given the recent retirement announcements. So stay tuned for that. President Trump today recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. President Trump was joined by Vice President Mike Pence to make the announcement, calling it long overdue. The president also announced he's directing the State Department to begin preparations to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Today's announcements break with decades of U.S. foreign policy.
This decision is not intended in any way to reflect a departure from our strong commitment to facilitate a lasting peace agreement. We want an agreement that is a great deal for the Israelis and a great deal for the Palestinians.
No date has been set as to when the American embassy will be moved to Jerusalem. There's much talk about the future of shopping malls and big box stores, but stores are fighting back. You may have noticed it through more smiles and greetings when you're shopping. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer introduces us to the people who are making your shopping experience one you won't soon forget.
A lot of you are hitting the malls to find that perfect holiday gift. And while hunting, you may have noticed people working in these stores being a little more attentive to your needs.
I think that they do a pretty good job. I always get what I need, and when I ask for help, they usually give me help.
Sharon isn't alone. We spoke with a number of people in the mall who are seeing more cheery attitudes. So is there really a change? Has it always been there? Or could it be the online competition leading to these smiling faces?
People come into our store. We want to give them an experience that is second to none anywhere in the mall here, hopefully in the mall here, or anywhere else in town too.
And it's not just the big box stores or your favorite store in the mall.
So I'm trying to continue beautiful quality.
Take a look downtown at Violet Vintage. Owner Pamela Kinslow says she feels the same way.
I greet people with a smile and a hello, and just glad that they stopped in to visit and see my shop.
Kinslow has been in the retail business for a long time. She knows her stuff. And when it comes to working with customers, she wants to make it an experience and not just your run-of-the-mill shopping trip.
I love the enjoyment of seeing a customer find a beautiful garment of beautiful quality and trying the item on and going wow in the mirror. To me, that's what it's all about.
It's no secret more and more of you are shopping online, but the business people we spoke to say it's no comparison. They say shopping in stores has something the internet can never offer. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
Retail workers say it's a two-way street. The latest study we found says 63% of retail workers have been verbally abused by customers. But the ones we spoke with today say they have never encountered that kind of behavior, and they understand if the customer is having a bad day. A phone outage in Fargo means no way to reach City Hall, but luckily one thing still worked for emergencies. That's still ahead tonight.